A couple weeks ago, whenever.
Yeah, it's been almost a month now. I'm old. That's okay.
You've had the quarterback rotation, which is not typical, but it's obviously worked very well for you. When did you decide to do that, and how well has it worked?
I think it's worked fantastically for the players. I know it's worked extremely well for the team and the defense. You decide to do it when you have good enough players to do it, and we do. And we have guys with similar abilities and talent levels, and being able to stay fresh and to play hard through a long season is really important. And last year, both those guys took 1,000 snaps, and that's a lot of snaps of football. So I'm very excited about the way we've been able to manage their time so far this year.
How's Kerry on?
Fantastic.
He's going to play.
100%. Absolutely 100%.
How many plays are they on pace for right now?
I would say, 3 games. It's hard to say, but they're right now around 40 a game. So I would assume we're going to be somewhere between 500 and 600 apiece. I hope, maybe more. We haven't played that many snaps of defense, so we have games where we play more. They'll play more, but right now they're. As it is right now, it's a third.
Is that following what you had hoped for?
I actually would hope for Damon Arnett to play a little bit more. Of course, he's playing snaps at nickel, but he's played corner, and he's going to play more. He's a very capable player. And again, the way I think we rotate defensive linemen and nobody ever asks about it. I know it's unusual at our position, but it's only because we've been able to recruit and develop some really, really talented kids.
Kerry, is Marshawn just treated like anybody else right now in terms of handling his practice reps and game reps, or is there still a part of you guys that has to hold him back or have any concern about his health?
No, we manage the reps. Right now we're managing the reps for all of those guys in exactly the same manner. And again, I think that helps keep them fresh as well. We've got enough guys between those 4 and the 2 freshmen and Josh Norwood that we can roll guys through there in practice and stay fresh and healthy, because the health of the corners is going to be critical to the way we play our defense.
But he's not different than it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Nope. Good question.
Urban said just a couple minutes ago that when he was watching practice today, watching the Rutgers scout team, you guys run the Rutgers scout team, that he's like, this is just like watching Ohio State. This is like watching us. How much of a challenge is it to go up against your offense and somebody that knows your defense and your offense, and to know that you're basically going up against your team?
Well, I think it's a challenge, but I also think there's a comfort level with having an understanding and seeing a lot of those things through spring ball and through this week and last week. And I think our kids have a pretty good understanding of they're different offenses, but they have a pretty decent understanding. And I think defensively they're very similar to us. I haven't studied their defense, but I know Coach Ash very well, and I'm sure it's a very, very similar model to what we're playing right now.
When was the last time you spoke to Coach Ash, Kerry?
We text weekly.
This week?
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think the last one was maybe Friday before they played Iowa. But we're friends. We're good friends. We spent 16 hours a day for 2 years together in a small little room, and so we've become close. And I really like Chris, and so we are going to continue to have that relationship, I would hope, for a long, long time.
Are you guys like brothers in the fact that you can trash talk a little, and
no,
you know what I mean?
I'm not a great trash talker, and I don't know that.
How can you coach defensive backs?
My players are great trash talkers. They abuse me that way, but that's not my strength. And we just talk professionally. I admired the way that Chris worked and drew from other resources. I learned a lot of football from him, and I enjoyed working with him. And we have a personal relationship with our families and those kind of things that are common things to talk about.
Is there an art to scoring defensive touchdowns, especially in the secondary?
No, you know what's really
depend on the situation.
You just have some really, really good athletes out there right now that can take the ball and run with it. I mean, Marshawn was an outstanding receiver and returner in high school, and Malik Hooker was a dominant basketball player, maybe the best basketball player in the state of Pennsylvania. Jerome Baker, I think you guys saw the catch he made in the spring game and the other things. So I think it's just gifted athletes who end up with the ball in their hand and they know where the end zone is. They go really fast and get there.
From talking to the defensive backs, they say the biggest change from last year to this year is they're being taught to really find the ball. Can you expound on that?
Well, I think that Coach Schiano, one of the things things that he said, I think every time we get new guys, which is one of the great things about Ohio State, one of the hard things about Ohio State is we lose coaches. One of the great things about Ohio State is we replace them with great coaches. So Greg brings his perspective, and one of the things he said after he studied our team was, we don't get enough turnovers, don't generate enough turnovers, and so we spent a lot of time in some turnover circuits and some other things in spring practice and in fall camp designed to do that, and I think it's paid some dividends. I also think that our kids have had the ball come their way and have been able to catch it. We dropped some last year, and we call those missed opportunities. I think that this year we've caught the ones that we've had a chance to catch, and I think that that's a little bit of a difference too.
Greg was a head coach in college and the NFL. He comes here as an assistant. How has he meshed with everything?
He's a great coach. He's a great man. He's a husband. He's a father. I don't think a lot of us are really different. We bring to the table different experiences, different life experiences. Luke Fickell has tremendous life experience, and what he brings from Ohio State is really phenomenal. So is Larry Johnson, and so the four of us in that room, I really enjoy working with those guys, talking with those guys, learning from those guys, sharing with them. So Greg does bring a head coach perspective, and every week he talks about what is on the mind of the opposing head coach, because he's been that guy, and I think that helps us in our preparation.
Is it